Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being a part of the inaugural Rec Challenge League. I am going to record this meeting. Also, I will be sending out meeting notes by Friday morning to everybody. So if you miss something, don't worry. You will get all this information again. But I'm glad you came tonight so that you could hear it from me, since this is going to be just a little bit new. And then Nick Maltz is monitoring the chat. So if you have questions throughout the presentation, certainly ask him. He'll monitor that, answer you, or save it for the end so everybody can hear an answer from me. So, but again, just thank you for choosing Para and Tuscaloosa United. My assumption is that most of you are veteran parents returning to Tuscaloosa United, but just want to kind of briefly go over my background. I've been coaching soccer for over 37 years. 20 of those years was coaching college soccer. Started the Sanford women's program, coached at Wallace State for 9 years, a few other schools. So I've coached Division I, NAIA, junior college. I've coached men. I've coached women. So, some people might say, some people have said to me, "Why'd you leave college coaching?" And it's a tough life. You travel around a lot, and I kind of wanted to stay put a little bit. And I also had, looking at players and the lack of development that they had at the collegiate level, and thought, how can I fix this? And so I thought the best thing for me to do was go back into club coaching and help the youth and start from the ground up. And over the last 10 years, I've done a lot of continuing education, a lot of research, for myself in developing youth players. I became a grassroots coaching instructor, which means I teach coaches to coach. And then I also have certifications in advanced youth coaching, player development. Some stuff that I really enjoy learning was going through my TOVO certification and World Football Academy certifications. So I think over the last 10 years really has culminated into the Rec Challenge League almost. So I think that this is a great spot for all of you, and I'm excited about it. So, other reasons I came to Tuscaloosa was because there's just so much growth potential. Over the last 2.5 years since I've been here, the club's grown 51%. We've got more kids playing rec soccer. The academy program is growing. We had 13 competitive teams this last fall, which was almost double from the previous fall. So, and I think we probably could grow still and be known for soccer in the state of Alabama, the Tuscaloosa County area. So our mission is to help, basically, if you boil it down, is to help players get where they want to be. If it's just they want to learn about soccer and they just want to play with their friends, that excites me. If they want to get better and play for their high school team eventually, maybe go play in college eventually, that excites me, and myself and my staff are here to help you do that. And you never know, there might be a player out there that wants to go further than college and play a little bit of professional soccer, and certainly we're there to help them do that as well. But part of it too is if they did any of those things and 10 years, 15 years down the road came back to me and said, "Hey, coach, I want to help coach in the club," that is a big win, and that means that they are a lifelong love of the game. So, of course, Para, who we're under the umbrella of, their goal is to enrich the community, and I think that our mission certainly helps them do that. So a little bit about league versus club, and I know we call this Rec Challenge League, so I don't want to confuse anybody. But league usually is just a group of sports teams that come together and they play, and that's awesome. Where the club is a little bit different is that our purpose is to for a common interest that we all have, and that's the love of the game of soccer, and to emphasize the development of players. And so With the Rec Challenge League, I think that is our number one goal is their development, and we've put it into a little bit more competitive environment, and we're going to talk about that some more. So our culture that we're building on is, we have the rec, the academy, the competitive, and we're embracing the grassroots philosophy. And that boils down to kids learn by having fun and playing and growing in that experience. And so if kids are playing games to help them dribble, to help them pass, to help them learn to be a teammate, they're going to learn faster and quicker, and it's going to be a better growth environment for them. So where does Rec Challenge League fall into our big pyramid here? So we have recreational soccer, which a lot of you have been part of here at Tuscaloosa United, where you have just that age 3 and up intramural volunteer coaches. Well, I'm looking at the Rec Challenge League as sort of that bridge between recreation and academy, sort of like academy is the bridge to competitive. So with the RCL, all these players are too young to play in academy, but we're hoping that they just want a little bit more competition so that we have some coaches that are a little bit more invested into the game and to help us bridge those players to academy players. So, as I was just saying, the purpose is to give a better environment for these kids that have been they haven't been challenged in a normal rec game. So they're the player that stands out. And I know all of you chose this, and we invited a lot of you to this from coach recommendations, and some of you contacted me and just said, "Hey, my child just wants to be more challenged. They play soccer all the time in the backyard, and they just want more of a challenge and more competition." So that kind of accumulates the purpose of our new challenge league. So the coaches excited about that. Sent out an email to all our coaches, asked them to fill out an application. So it wasn't just sign up. We looked at different coaches and coaches that were invested in the program, veteran coaches that have performed well and had a lot of players enjoy their coaching over the last few years. We challenged them and we said, we want you to be better coaches. We want to grow coaches so that we can grow better players. And so we asked all of them, they're either have or in the process of getting their 4v4 certification through grassroots. And a lot of what we're going to utilize in the Rec Challenge League is the U.S. Soccer's play, practice, play methodology. And then there's also learning through play, where we utilize the Mojo app, which some of you might be familiar with. And then I'll bring in some of my knowledge and talk about the TOVO positional play methodology that they use. So, throughout this season, we're going to be helping mentor these coaches to then also help mentor your players. So the players, we've asked all of you to at least have played rec soccer for one season, high interest in the game, and that you're recommended by parents or other coaches or the staff. Just so you know, right now we do have a few spots left. So the program, the way we designed it, where we limited it to 48 players. Right now we've got 34. My thought is, and Coach Nick's thought is over the next week or so, we're going to kind of scan through the U7, U8 rec players and see if there's any kids that should be moved up into the Challenge League. If we have 36 players, it would be perfect. In my mind, a few more wouldn't be bad, but I think if we just got, like I said, 2-3 more players would be great. And so what we're going to do the first week, where it's different than regular rec soccer, is we're going to do pool training. So we'll have all the players come together. I'm going to go over a little bit more detail in a few minutes, but we're going to split them up into 2 groups, have the coaches go through activities with them and evaluate them. And what I want to make clear is, do not make a big deal of the evaluation. The purpose of the evaluation is just so that we can, as coaches, come together and divide the teams up so that when we start playing games, we're getting those exciting games of 9 versus 8, 5 versus 5, 2 versus 1. So these kids are it's just constant competition, close, and they're challenged by that. So please do not make a big deal about being evaluated to your kids. It's helping us pick teams so that we can make some great even teams. And that kind of goes in the next thing where, we've asked for no special requests with this. And there's a couple thought processes in this. One is so that we have the freedom to make these competitive teams. And also, our end result is we want to have these recreation players become RCL players and academy players. And so next season, if they're playing in the academy, then they're going to be playing 7v7. And then eventually they're going to be playing 9v9 and eventually 11v11. So if you look at, as I said, there's 34 players in the Rec Challenger League right now. If all of them stay with us for the next few years, that's two 11v11 teams. So we want them all to be friends. And that brings me to just another point about no special requests is that we want these kids to be friends and understand that yes, they're in a league competing against each other, playing to win. But at the end of the day, they're all Tuscaloosa United players. They're all wearing Tuscaloosa United badges on them. So our hope is that this grows into great 7v7, 9v9, and 11v11 teams. So sort of the special request part is, certainly the coaches have their child on their team, and if they've identified somebody as their assistant coach, that child can be with them as well. And then the coaches and the staff and I will help divide those kids out into teams. So we want this, we talked about a grassroots environment. We want it to be a fun, exciting environment. So there's been research in the fun integration theory, which has been fabulous in helping guide coaches to be better. And they split they asked these kids questions, got 81 factors, 11 categories, and the number one thing these kids said where they had fun was getting compliments from coaches. And so a big part of our coaching philosophy is that we catch kids doing good. There's lots of mistakes in the game of soccer. You see that in the highest level, but all we need to do is catch these kids doing things good and tell them specifically what we see. Hey, Tim, that was a great pass. Hey, John, you did awesome running into that space. And we ask you as coaches, to the parents, if you would help us do the same thing. And then, a lot of kids, they say they have fun because they played well during the game. Well, the interesting thing is that's their perspective of how they played. And so, when you get in the car with them after practice, after the game, ask them, well, what did you do good? How did you do today? Honestly, the first thing you should say to them is, I love watching you play. And, what did you get out of today's game or practice? And then, of course, there's end of season parties, specialty training, which hopefully we can do some throughout the RCL season. But the way down on the list on 30th is winning. Now, as I said, I want these kids to go out there and play to win, and we're going to encourage them. But we need to put that in perspective because at the end of the day, we want them to develop as players. So a little bit of the nuts and bolts here on this. So this is going to be U7, U8 age group. Historically, this age group is the ball's playing with me, I'm playing with the ball, and eventually they figure out they're playing with their friends. I think this is an advanced group of kids. I think they already understand they're playing with their friends, and hopefully we can build off that and help them to play as a team out there during these next few months. So the focus is to working on their shooting and their passing and their dribbling and how to create space, how to defend together as a team. So the days that we're going to be practicing are Tuesday, Thursdays, and we're going to practice 6:45 to 7:30. Of course, we start that this Tuesday and go through May 14th. And then the other big difference with the RCL is that we're going to have our games on Saturday morning. So, and we'll give you those schedules and game times once teams are made. So what you need is a size 3 soccer ball for your player, certainly a water bottle, comfortable clothes, shin guards. The basic thing with the soccer socks is that they cover the shin guards, and then, of course, soccer cleats. And then we're going to provide you with 2 jerseys. Okay. And this is Nick. He's the rec soccer coordinator at Sokol Park. He's my main assistant that helps me out with a lot of stuff. He and I, Coach Juan from the academy, Coach Caroline from the academy, hopefully Coach Jeremy from the competitive end of things is going to be out there. Excuse me, the first few days of the training to help evaluate players, to help run sessions. So the first day, what we're going to ask you to do is go straight to your field assignment, and we're going to email you that in the next few days. So, as I mentioned, it's going to be pool training. So you're going to be going to a field with another group of players, and this isn't going to be your permanent place. So it'll just be for the first 2 practices. And then at that field, the coaches there are going to take roll, and they're going to give you, assuming we get our numbers in time, they're going to give you your home and away jersey with a number on it. And so we ask that those first February 22nd and February 24th that your player wears one of those jerseys with a number. It doesn't matter if it's gray or red at that time, but wears that number. So that'll help us as coaches to evaluate them and know who's who. So the staff and I and the RCL coaches, we're going to run some pool training sessions, which means we'll have about those 15 kids, roughly half will be in one group, the other half another. We'll run some training, a training session with them, ending up with a game at the end. So after the 24th, we'll look at those evaluations, and we'll create those teams, and we're going to make it as best we can by age, number of players on the team, everything, and make them as equal as possible as we can. And then we're going to get those assignments, your final team assignment, to you by Monday, February 28th. So this is the field layout for Sokol North this spring. And the fields we're going to be at for the evaluations and for your training are these 4 fields. So in your email, we're gonna say, one group we want you to meet at field 18, and one group we're gonna ask you to meet at field 13. And I would like for those first 2 days is for parents, if you would be on this sideline to watch your player play. And we want to keep this area in between clear. So what's going to happen the first day is one group is going to use these 2 fields, and one group is going to use these 2 fields. And then that way, as we're coaching them and we're doing little small-sided games, we can move players back and forth between field 17 and 18 easily, and 12 and 13 easily. So again, you'll get an email that says to go to field 18 or to field 13. Then once you get your team assignment, the RCL will use these 6 fields for training and for games. Well, games could be other fields, but for training, for sure, those 6 fields. Then just to bring up an update on the COVID guidelines, we follow all the national and state local guidelines. The basic plan is if you're test positive or you've had contact with someone with COVID, then we ask you to quarantine for 5 days and be symptom-free for 24. And then our weather policy is we will try to let you know by 4 o'clock. And we use the one call system still. That number is the Belk Activity Center number. If we end up canceling the fields that day, you'll get a phone call from that phone number that will be a voice message telling the fields are closed. One great thing too is I encourage everybody to opt in for the text messages. So you'll text alert to the 300 number. Now, my plan is to send to all of Rec on Monday a reminder about that policy. And once I send that reminder out, that'll give everybody the signal that their phone number is in the system. So, and then we also will announce field closures on Facebook. And just because this will be different for you guys, on Saturday with games, we'll try to announce by 7 a.m. if there's a cancellation. So important dates. We get started February 22nd. It's just around the corner. I'm excited about that. And then March 5th is the Jamboree, sort of a little practice game. The fun thing is we're working on, and Nick's working hard on this, is getting enough referees. So actually in the RCL games, you will have a referee. And I don't think I've told the coaches this yet, but you'll be on the sidelines, not in the middle of the field. So it'll be great. It'll be good little soccer for everybody. And then, because one thing, the state association has asked me to help get more referees, and so we're trying to grow referees as well. And then March 12th through the 19th is spring break, so no practices or games. April 10th is Tuscaloosa United Soccer Club's night at Legion FC. And then May 12th, across the teams, everything will have games on that Thursday night. So it'll be the one Thursday night game. Everything else for you guys will be Saturday. And then May 14th is the awards day. So sort of the frequently asked questions is team, coach, practice, field assignments. So as I said, this is going to be a little bit different for you guys, that you'll get your field assignment in the next few days. You'll go straight to that field. The coaches there will give you and your player a number to wear the first couple practices. And then and on the 28th, we'll give you your final team and final practice field assignment. And then we'll send out that game schedule, come out right before the Jamboree will. And then, of course, weather, we do that through announcing through one call. I think the other thing is big with the weather is we just announce when we close. We don't, if it's sprinkling outside and I think we can get on that field and it's safe, we will practice and we'll play. Some great resources out there is, of course, our website, our Facebook page, soccerparenting.com. I love to watch you play.com has great resources for youth soccer parents to help encourage their players. Pandemic parenting also in this time is a great resource to have. And then the Mojo app. All our coaches will have the Mojo app. And I encourage you as parents to download it as well, because when we form teams, then coaches can add you onto their team and use that as a messaging system to give you information about games or practice. They can also then share the practice with you, so you can kind of help your player at home before practice or after practice. And as always, our priority is safety, fun, development, and love of the game. And I'm really excited about the RCL. I'm really excited about seeing these games coming up and some great competition. So RCL coaches, we're going to do Q&A right now for everybody, but I want you to hang on and go over a few more announcements before you leave tonight. So I knocked out most of that parent meeting in 25 minutes. So what questions we got, Nick?
All right. So for the alert number,
yeah,
you can find that on the Tuscaloosa or the Para website, right? And there's also the number right there.
I don't have fast access to post field closures on the Para website. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But the best things.
The alert numbers there, right?
Oh, I don't know, but in the meeting notes, I'll send this out so you'll have it. Yeah.
And then someone asked, Casey asked, Where is Legion FC?
It's in Birmingham, and actually they they were playing at UAB's field, and they have a new field. I don't know that address, but closer to that date, we will definitely send out a lot of information. They'll give us access to discounted tickets and everything like that. So we'll definitely send out information closer to that time.
And Casey also asked, what is the name of the Facebook group? And it's Tuscaloosa United Soccer Club. And there's not just one for RCO.
Yep.
It's for the whole club.
So if you know 2 or 3 players out there that signed up for regular rec that should be playing RCL, shoot Nick or I an email. So, but what we're looking at that first couple days is, like I said, the coaches and the staff coaches will help take a group through a training session. And evaluate them, and they'll be playing lots of games and running around and having fun. And so hopefully we can get a couple more kids to join in and have a great league and great season. Anything else? I guess I was thorough. So again, I will send out, this video will be available. I'll send out the meeting notes to everybody, and you will get, like I said, you'll get your field assignments soon. So thank you again. And coaches, if you could hang out for a few minutes, I'd appreciate it. It won't be more than 5 or so, I guarantee.